Fameux, yo. Darkness for Insulato, yo. Rescue 1, rescue 3, rescue 4, yo. Once in a barrel, 5 running back, yo. 5 running back for operation, yo. 5 running back for administration, yo. And then he's saying, I can say, confused people, yo. Very unserious people, yo. Nobody running the confused party, Amanda. Oh, we get now by the same. Put your hands together with yourselves, comrades. Take a seat. Left field, stadium, take a seat, take a seat. Take a seat quickly, Amanda. Hey, Aluta. So let's stand quickly. Distinguished partisans and comrade fighters, revolutionaries, political power troopers, men and women fighting for the advancement of the populous people liberation struggle, the Indomitable Mali Coalition for Democratic Change. Permit me to bring you one unabated revolutionary felicitation from the man who presides over the nano political institutions. This time around, not tripartite, because tripartite was 3. So we have nano, we have 9 political parties of the Indomitable Mali Coalition for Democratic Change. Let us quickly stand on the revolutionary existing protocol, the most sacred political theater, the place where the spirit of Munampelo Youngblood, James Gray, Maurice Kroma, and Papi Solo continue to serve as the impetus for the dynamic forward march mobility of the Indomitable Mali Coalition for Democratic Change. It is against that backdrop we quickly move into our program. We ask that you pay keen attention and we ask for perfect decorum. Opening prayer is our first item on the agenda. And we will ask the volunteer, while we're asking for a volunteer, witness the arrival of I call him the spiritual leader, the Dalai Lama, Chaplain General of the Indomitable Mali Coalition for Democratic Change, Honorable Adulo Reverend Fester Arologi.
Let us pray. Please let's stand. Father, we thank you for this press conference. Thank you for the word that will be coming forth to strengthen us as a people with one objective. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amanda, quickly move to the second item. This item has to do with welcome remarks, and that will be done by the erudite, revolutionary legal scholar, a man who have drawn from the oasis of the liberal national jurisprudence, a man who is active in the politics of Montserrat County and its environs. It's none other person else but Adiola Anthony Shelley will do for us the welcome remarks, welcoming every one of us. Put your hands together, comrades.
Amanda, Honorable National Chairman, distinguished member of the platform, guests, fellow partisan, member of the 4th Estate. Before, on behalf of the officers of the National Chairman and members of the National Executive Committee, would like to welcome each and every one of you to this unique press conference. We want to especially welcome our partisans from the diaspora who are here visiting with us. We want to say to you, you are wholeheartedly welcome. We know you are at home and you're coming back home. It's in the best interest of our country. And on this occasion, we also like to welcome you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you are all welcome. Thank you very much.
We are happy before. The ANC you bluffing way. We are happy before. CDC. The ANC you bluffing way. CDC not be there before. Hey, CDC won't be there. The Unitarian you bluffing way. CDC not be there before. Hey, the Paga you bluffing way. Toria not be there before. Hey, Toria won't be there. Hey, you where you bluffing way. Hey, the running man you looking for. Amanda, yo, family looking in the yo. The any race or yo. Say yo, they looking for Kennedy. They can't raise or say yo. The go grab the Supreme Court say yo. Amanda. Thank you all so much, comrades. At this time, we quickly move on to the third item on our agenda. And this item has to do with the recognition of stalwarts, party officials, ideologues, political paratroopers, erudite, vigilant cadres, and commandantes of the National Liberation Movement, the Indomitable Mali Coalition for Democratic Change. This component of our today's press conference will be done by the Vice Chair for Inter-Party Affairs of the Revolutionary National Youth League of the Indomitable Mali Coalition for Democratic Change. Put the hands together as we welcome Gaezon Abba Davis to do for us the recognition of our distinguished party officials and guests.
Yeah, comrades, thank you all so much. Astute cadres of the Revolutionary National Youth League, thank you all so much. Let me begin by recognizing the presence of the 4th Estate, our comrades in arms. As a matter of fact, all of them support the re-election bid of President George Mayon Weah. We want to recognize our partisans that have come from across the 17 electoral districts of Montserrat County that have come to grace this all-important media engagement, as well as partisans from nearing counties, Magibi, Grand Baza, Grand Cayman, as well as Bombay and other places. We say you are recognized. We want to recognize the presence of all auxiliary groups that have made it your duty to be here at the call of the national chairman. And in particular, your leader, the chairman of the National Zero Network, Mayango Jara. Come leader, you are recognized. We quickly want to recognize the presence of an astute son of Nima Kante, and the law of the party, Peter Wiato. So you are recognized. Where the girl of Peter Wiato is a very astute and influential son of Nima Kante. We also want to recognize the presence of Adelog Roosevelt Dan, an aspiring district number 8 Nima Kante, also who is an astute son of the party as well for Nima Kante. We want to recognize officials and members of the CDC USA, our brothers and sisters that have come thousands of miles away to ensure that they register and form part of the re-election of President George Manuel Weah. And they are being led by the National Secretary General of CDC USA, Saros Momo Sambula. We also want to recognize the presence of Sion Star of the People's Party, Mr. Joseph Tor, former representative aspiring district number 6, and a Sion Star of the party. So you are recognized. Put your hands together for the Joseph Tor. Want to recognize the presence of executive committee members of the Women's League that are here. We have the Vice Chair of General Affairs, Ruth Bayoga is here. Put it together for Ruth Bayoga. We have the Vice Chair for Administration, Mariama So. We have the Vice Chair for Legal and Governmental Affairs, Wilma Thompson is here as well. And not forgetting the Deputy Vice Chair for Strategic Planning, Madam Hannah Cabo, National Executive Member of the Youth League. We say you are recognized. We also have officials of the Women's League, sorry. We also have officials of the National Youth League as well, the Revolutionary National Youth League. We have the PRO, National Public Relations Officer, Head of MAC, is here. Put your hands together for Head of MAC. And we also have present the National Vice Chairman for Operations of the Youth League, Abin Fidel Castro Wisse. The Master of Ceremony is here as well. We quickly want to recognize the presence of the representative of Electoral District number 2. Electoral District number 2, Grand Kemakante, Representative Mabu Soni is here as well to form part of this auspicious occasion. I want to recognize the presence of a son of Lofa Kante, one of the paratroopers, the man who is training Lofa Kante in the blue. The Sebu Colette is here, he's the senior strategist of the People's Party. The son of Lofa Kante, we say you are recognized. We also want to recognize the presence of one of the strong women of the CDC, Coalition of Democratic Change, President of Mary Peter Johnson. Put it together for Mary Peter Johnson. Quickly to one down on the curtain of introduction and recognition, we want to recognize the presence of the National Chairman on Mobilization of the Congress for Democratic Change, Mr. Ernest Clark. Put it together for Ernest Clark. We want to recognize the presence of the National Vice Chair for Human Resource Development, Lilo Augusta Riches. Put them together for Augusta Riches. We quickly want to recognize the presence of the National Chaplain General, of the CDC, Reverend Festus R.B. Logan. Put them together for Reverend Festus R.B. Logan. We quickly want to recognize the presence of the National Vice Chair for Planning Policy and Program, Louis Lascimento Wright. We quickly want to recognize the presence of all other political party leaders that are here. The rest of the political parties, most especially the 6 political parties that will officially be joining ranks of the mighty Coalition of Democratic Change on the 8th of April. We say you are here, you are recognized, you are welcome. At this critical juncture, ladies and gentlemen, it is a distinct honor for me to recognize in our presence the most powerful man of the mighty coalition for democratic change, the chairman of the Nano Enrichment as Fidel Rendezvous.
We are honored to be part of a generation. Thank you for the service to the CDC.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Congress. Amanda, so come before we officially recognize the most powerful man of our party, we want to recognize the president, the rival of the most powerful woman within the CDC, the chair of the National Women's League. As a matter of fact, they have been referred to as the virtual revolutionary National Women's League of the Mighty Coalition of Democratic Change. In person of Madam Fatou Souaré, say leader, you are welcome, you're recognized. So Thomas, may you stay on your feet as we recognize the presence of the most powerful man of our party, our leader, our teacher, our mentor, our father, the man who set the stage and we all follow, Moba K. Moro Jr. Put them together with the national chairman of our party. Thank you all so much. Amanda, I will too. Maibuye, Liberia, forward to Chememalu, forward. Viva, Chememalu, viva. Well, common fighters, time is of essence in the revolution, in the struggle, and time is an essential commodity in the people's movement. So being cognizant about time, we can now hold the chief convener, the man who promulgates and provides the ideological compass of the movement hostage. On the basis of that, I now ask you to please increase your height. Please stand on your feet. As we invite today's Rosion to the pedestal, the man who presides over the Nano Coalition for Democratic Change.
When Chairman Bolu send for you, Anybody we see you can come. Ya wala wa. Hey ya. You better talk Congress, you better talk Congress, you better talk Congress, you better talk Congress, Kumi, you better talk Congress, Waka, you better talk Congress, Jumbly, you better talk Congress, Jacka, you better talk Congress, Taylor, you better talk Congress, Waka, you better talk Congress, Kumi, you better talk Congress. 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 Papa, you better talk Congress. Kumi, you better talk Congress. Tete, you better talk Congress. Taylor, you better talk Congress. Amanda!
Keep clapping, keep clapping, keep clapping as of now, keep clapping as of now. In verse today's Russia, the chief messenger, the chief trainer, gladiator, the Tory, and the chief convener of the Revolutionary Indomitable Coalition for Democratic Change.
We have a seat. Thank you.
LT City
Thank you. Aluta. Thank you. Okay, we like to acknowledge the presence of very powerful individuals that have traveled from many countries in the diaspora to participate in the ongoing voter registration exercise for the specific objective of ensuring His Excellency George Manneh Weah's first round presidential victory in October this year. I believe the urgency they've attached to this process, which provided sacrificial basis for most of them leaving their very busy schedules, in some cases their jobs and other domestic responsibilities. The urgency of that decision on the part of our citizens, our partisans from across the world, is driven by an understanding of the kairos, of the necessity of the election prospect of Dr. George Manneh Weah. We'd like you all to kind of give a round of applause to all the members of the diaspora from the United States, from Canada, Australia, from China, from Europe, from the UK. We give them a big round of applause, please. We want to say thank you for coming. We acknowledge, of course, the presence of the Secretary General of CDC USA. Please rise. Give you a big round of applause. He is a man of robust revolutionary militancy, whose history is well preserved from Liberia all the way to the United States of America. So we say thank you as you represent your people here. We'll fight together, shoulder to shoulder, as comrades in arms. We respect your role in the struggle and the roles of all seditions in the diaspora, of whom are recognized under this very sacrament tree a few months or a few weeks ago. So one more time, give it up for the SG USA. Thank you. So there are many I can call all by name. Mr. Koji is there also, Confident D, and all the other members of the party from the diaspora. Thank you, hats off to all of you. We are proud of your presence, of your sacrifices, and the sacrifices you now make, which compounds more than 18 years of service to the party, will not be forgotten. Many things happened before in the past. We are moving forward. Thank God for the unity and the resilience of all fighting forces under this mighty mantra. As we move into the future, I give you the assurances of the president in this party. You will not be forgotten in 2024. I promise you that. You will not be forgotten. I promise you that we will win together and we will govern together. No soldier will be left behind this time. No soldier. We will move as a unit in governance, just as we do now in this voter registration exercise. So thanks to everybody. And I would like to appreciate every sedition for the relentless approach that accompanied this registration process. You continue to show resilience. Almost every line that is jam-packed during this exercise constitutes, in my objective appraisal, at least 60% Christians that are eager to see the president get re-elected. We know our people, we know the sign, we know their behavior. They are peaceful, resilient, committed, and unrelenting. We must continue to show interest in the registration process. We must not slow down now. We have few more days to the closure of the first phase of the voter registration exercise, and that closure takes effect on the 9th. That's Sunday, right? Yes. So the process climaxes on Sunday. The party is hereby declaring the next 3 days as Coalition Registration Day. Coalition Registration Day. All citizens that are not registered, you need to take advantage of the next 3 days to queue the lines, jam the lines peacefully, and ensure you are registered to vote. This registration process is important. I talk about understanding the kairos, which means the time or the fulfillment of a critical development objective in our country. You will not sustain development if you cannot be a voter. You will not be a voter if you are not registered to vote. We made it a revolutionary mandate for every citizen, man and woman, to ensure registration is prioritized. Many things moving forward will be adjudged by your acquisition of voter registration card. Simply put, if you don't have your card, there could be some problems into the future. Especially as a leader. Leaders of the party who will not display cards when required could be subjected to some internal measure that may not be prudent for any of us. I did get registered on day one. And we've mandated that every party member, every sympathizer, every supporter of the president's re-election agenda of the mighty coalition for democratic change, of the entire tripartite political structure, needs to be registered. We have a zero tolerance approach to failure on the part of any partisan to be a registered voter. It is a constitutional responsibility, it is a civil responsibility that has to be fulfilled on the part of any citizen. So please be cognizant of that mandate. Unless you are a registered voter, you are politically irrelevant to the democratic process. Turning out 1 million members, 1 million citizens at a rally is important, but will do nothing or will do little to contribute to the legitimacy of the president's re-election reality. We are determined to win these elections in the first round. It is an achievable objective. It is an easily achievable objective because we are blessedly running and opposed by a fragmented and disunited opposition that has no strength. They are fragmented, they are disintegrated, they are leaderless, and they like the wild weather to do any significant damage against this party. Those that could cause damage to our collective advance are the ones that will not be registered. We must guard against that. Seditions must of necessity be registered. Your loyalty is subject to doubt if you are not a card-bearing voter about democracy. So being or getting registered is sine qua non to a definition of your electoral situation as a party member. To be properly situated as a party member, respected and considered, duly considered, is to be a registered voter. Your membership is a function of the card you carry. I keep stressing because I want you to register. Any sedition that is not registered, I don't know how you will refer yourself as a refer to yourself as a sedition. You cannot be calling yourself a sedition when you can't even fulfill a fundamental civil responsibility. And it's a simple thing to do. Nobody beating you, no one denying you. As a matter of fact, we use this time to send this caveat. We heard some places that Liberian citizens were being denied. The Elections Commission has to take every legitimate measure to ensure every Liberian citizen that turned out to vote, to register, is given the right to register. People must not be turned away because of their tribe, or because of their religion, or because of their status or lack of statuses. People must not, I will emphasize this, no one should be turned away from a registration center because of his or her accent. Accent must not be the basis of adjudicating who is a qualified or eligible participant of our democratic process. Not because someone speaks Mandingo, and because they don't speak English fluently, so you say they cannot vote because they are not Liberian citizens. There are Liberian citizens who do not speak English. My own mother, may also rest in peace, never spoke English until she died. So will you say she was not a Liberian citizen? Of course not. So not because someone speaks Fula, so you are judged then as a non-Liberian citizen because they speak Fula. If these things are happening, they should be stopped. Because these are Liberian citizens that should be protected. And their right to be a registered decision maker through voting must not be taken away from them. The CDC sends this message to the Elections Commission and its workers on the field to make it easier for our brothers and sisters that desire to be registered to do so. Don't turn it away because someone is speaking in an accent that is not understandable to you. We thought it was important to send this message out. Moving forward, we'd like you to know, citizens, that we are fully acknowledging your sacrifices in these processes. We are quite aware of the challenges that confronted members of this great party a few years back. These challenges will not suffice moving into the next year, when His Excellency George Manuel Weah is democratically announced as president for a second term. So you need to do everything and take ownership of this process. Go to the trenches, go to the huts and houses, go to the churches and mosques. Ensure you convince our brothers and sisters to turn out a peaceful register in order to be eligible to participate in October. CDC is Liberia's strongest political infrastructure. No party comes close. No party. And we are proud of the party called CDC. Our greatest motivation comes from the resilience and commitments of the die-hard men and women, revolutionary mighty coalition for democratic change. That's where we draw our greatest inspiration, the sacrifices and the resolve that you demonstrate every day. Every good road that you are pressing today, every good street that is lighted by this president of ours, this great president of ours, every good marketplace, every decent hospital constructed by his hands, the existence of macroeconomic stability, tuition-free learning environment, wise-free exams, every good thing that has provided the basis for the president's first round re-election, every good thing that exists today is on the ballot. These things exist on the ballot. I am convinced beyond doubt that His Excellency George Manuel Weah, Liberia's distinctive bad road medicine, the father of Liberia's macroeconomic stability, George Manuel Weah, I'm convinced he will win these elections in the first round. I'm convinced of that. I'm convinced. It's not about whether he will win. The debate has shifted from his winning capacity. The debate is whether that winning capacity will be demonstrated in the first or second round. In regards to who will win is clear. Even the opposition knows that they must begin to prepare for 2029. They know that. Well, I was still far off. So let's debate the present. We are determined to ensure that amendment and gigantic political victory will take place in the first round. Reason being, he has created a basis for a change that you can see. He has created the basis for a change that is visible to the eyes, a change that you can see. This is not utopian change. His is demonstrably the existence of realistic change that you can see, that you can touch. He has impacted lives. He has impacted communities. For the first time, I see Liberian children having place to play. After 175 years of our existence, we just built public playgrounds under this president. The children have nowhere to play. It is a change that you can see. It was in passage, it has been birthed. It is seeable. It's touchable. It's practical. It's realistic. It's pragmatic. It exists. That will be the basis of his re-election victory. So if you can see and feel the change, it means first-time voters, our brothers and sisters in the trenches, men and women in the church, in the mosque, in the communities, in the countries. If you can see this change that we are talking about, it means that change has to be continued and built upon. In 2016-17, we campaigned on the mantra of change for hope. We've come this far with the support of the Liberian people. We've established the foundations of that change for hope. It's now practical. We are now building on the foundation of that change. Change has come. The second year of the second term is required of the presidency to construct upon existing change. In the first phase, we were laying the foundations of that change. In 5-6 years, in the second phase, we are building upon that foundation of change. Change is here. We will protect the change and will sustain the change democratically. So if that change is real, it means that the standard bearer of change is President Weah. And that standard bearer must be supported to re-election as a basis of accentuating that change. Are we together here? If it is so important for this country to be transformed before your eyes, it means every voter, especially voters and supporters of the president's agenda, must consider his or her voting card as gold. The voting card is more valuable to you than gold, because the change that we are experiencing is on that card. We are hearing the members of the defeated and losing opposition have reverted to certain strategies of buying voters' registration cards for the only purpose of destroying them. They realize they cannot stop you Because you are the voters that are coming through a wave. You are the avalanche of voters that cannot be stopped. So they can't stop you from voting for your president. They can't stop your mammoth turnout at the polls in October. So they have created crafted means to prevent your support for the president. That subtle means is they are buying your card and taking your card to leaders of the opposition, and then they have a chamber room where the cards are being destroyed. Do not allow anyone to buy your cards. Do not sell your cards. Every good thing in this country under this government is on that card. It is with that card your future will be transformed. Let me ask this question. First time voters. Our President Weah not being elected as president in 2017, will you have tuition-free learning at the UL?
No. No way, no way, no way. No way.
That policy of government has transformed lives. We'll use a multiple phone. That policy of the president has transformed So, if you have sold your car in 2017, you will not be able to elect this president. And if he had not gotten elected, you would not have been able to institute tuition-free process at the UM. So, most of you were struggling to pay WAS fees. Are you not voting as president? That would not be possible. So do not sell your car for $1 or a cent. And by that becomes easier in the story biblically between twins, where a twin was hungry and one thought of the present. And being myopic, he saw his future for a bowl of soup. So it cannot be easy. No matter how much is offered, do not sell your voter registration cards. And anyone coming to you and promising you lofty sums to buy your card, report them to the police. That person is a criminal. They are trying to create a stalemate in your future. They are trying to stay for your progress and deny you the choice of your presidency. So do not sell your card for any reason, because your card is gold and your card is our future. From the 21st of April to 11 May, the other counties will begin the voter registration exercise. I'm calling on every county involved within this schedule to take very seriously the registration process. Whether you are on your farm, leave your farmland, find the nearest registration center and get registered. Do not wait until it's late. Do not wait until the deadline passes. Go get registered and fulfill a basic civil responsibility. Those in the villages, in the cities and towns during this period do everything possible to get registered to vote. Citizens in urban areas, once your process clearances, reach out to rural areas and help others also get registered to vote. Create awareness. Leave your comfort zone. Help someone get registered. Go back to your respected villages and towns and help your siblings get registered. It's important. Unless you are registered, you wouldn't be able to vote. So let's prioritize our process. Having said that, after this, there was the signing of the Farmington River Declaration against elections violence. The party facilitated that process, had to craft that document thanks to President here, the most early chairperson and others who were regularly at the UN headquarters in helping to craft that important document that became the pillar of non-violence during these elections. It was signed by our standard bearer and our dear president, Dr. George Manawia. Meaning it is a responsibility upon every member of the party to observe the Farmington River Declaration against election violence. The party maintains absolute zero tolerance against violence. Any member of the party caught in violence actions undertakes the law into his or own hands will not be supported by this party. The CDC is a non-violent democratic political institution that supports that Farmington River Accord signed by the president and will uphold its dictates. As we've always said to you, continue to be peaceful. Do not be drawn into violent related activities. Walk away from violence and be peaceful. Oftentimes, those that are violent are the ones that are losing. They are the losers. Don't join them. Do not be provoked. As I've always said, whenever your right cheek is slapped, you must on necessity do what? Turn the left. You are winning elections. You don't want to create distractions by embracing or responding to violent provocations. It is not necessary. I said one of my posts the other day, one who sells eggs in the market will not start the fight. You cannot be selling egg and you will start fighting market. Because by the time that fight escalate, the egg they come into. You'll be carrying zoom. So we don't need that. That saying goes to encourage every citizen to remain peaceful and not to accept to be drawn into violent provocations. The largest talkers, the largest rhetorics, violent rhetorics, are the ones that have no other strategy but violent because they are losing. They are not doing anything constructive. They don't have campaign strategy. They don't have programs. This whole registration process. When was the last time you saw people from NASA having awareness? You don't even see it. Why are we doing awareness? They are going to Supreme Court. You can't win election in court. Except if you cheat, you go there, and we don't cheat. Because we are the only political party that has lost serious by-elections in our strongholds. They were free and fair. So we are a party that believe in free speech, in good governance, free and fair elections. And these elections, we are prepared for it. We are going to win this election because we are prepared for it. We have the numbers to win it, and we'll win it in the first round. Hello? It is only a stupid person that that falls in the same place twice. For you to be falling in one place 2 times, it means you get a problem. So you can't beat us in Monserrate again. We have done our homework. You will be defeated resoundingly. You will be 12-10-1. You'll be politically subjugated. It will be free and fair. And so the way forward is to make sure you are registered. Don't embrace violence. Don't be violent. Whenever you choose to do something violent, you do them favor. Because I want to win. Because they can't win. So they want everything to spoil. Those days when we used to play football, when you on football field and the way back now, and when the leading your team nowhere around, you just start grumble. They get scattered when you cry and say, who beats them, man? I get any confusion. Nobody won. Even without any confusion. So you slap my ear, I will say thank you and walk away from there. This election free and fairly on the first ballot. Thank you very much. Long live the mighty coalition for democratic change.